Hi, everyone. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Alrighty. Hi, guys. Oh, no snow for you, hot sun. Okay. So, we are going to be doing. Excuse me while I adjust my cameras a little bit. We're going to be doing our community read from the Spirit de la Lune because we had our last full moon of the season. It was a super moon too, which we're not going to have until the 2040s again. All right, let's see what our moon deck is. It is this beautiful holographic deck. Let's see as a community what we have. Make sure you use exclamation point join to enter the queue. I have my lovely mods here, Hot Sun and Luke, who will help you out if you are struggling. Let's see what kind of energy we have. What does the community have going on? Ooh, okay, this is the Waxing Gibbous. This is the card of courage. I feel like this time of year can be challenging for some folks, and that, it's just this card is just a reminder to have courage through the hard times, through the struggles of the darker part of the year. A lot of people tend to suffer from like seasonal depression and just maybe family drama, stuff like that tends to rear its ugly head during this time of year. This is the planting moon. This is preparation. So I feel like you need to have courage. If you have things that you can feel are on the horizon and you can feel are like, you can kind of get a taste of things to come. As part of being courageous, prepare yourself for those things. Start to like find outlets for yourself that are healthy, find ways to ground yourself or center yourself. And oops, there we go. Yeah, and just try to be better, as prepared as you feel like you are able to. This that preparation card is kind of like the equivalent of like a major arcana in this oracle deck. So it's something that's very important, I feel like, for us as a community. And then we have the waning gibbous. So we have waxing, where the moon is growing and bringing things in. And then we have our preparation card here. And then we transition into our waning phase, where the moon is minimizing and things are starting to leave and we can release things. So this card is dream. I feel like, this is asking us to release things that no longer serve us. Excuse me. This is to release things that are no longer serving us, and make sure you are letting go of things that are hindering whatever it is important that you are dreaming about. I'm chuckling because Queen Luna, right on time, knows that I'm alive. Want to go uppies? Want to say hi to everybody, your adoring fans? Okay, there you go. We're doing our community read, Luna. Luna's unimpressed, so I will continue. But I just love the parallels and the mirroring that's happening here, and all of it is centered around this preparation card. So prepare yourself to be able to release things, to be in a space to release things, but also to accept the things that are coming in. So as you're bringing in these good things, right? Like this is our courageous card. This means you're opening yourself up to things that maybe you haven't before. And then you're preparing yourself to allow room and space to release things that can open yourself up into really, truly being able to envision what you want for yourselves in the future and like being able to make space for, I guess we'll just call it like your dreams. Like that card is the dream card. So I feel like as a community, we have some really cool things happening around this time of year. I'm gonna stop. So I have in the queue Hot Sun first, followed by Dorilla. How are you guys doing? Hot Sun, go ahead, put your question in the chat. I know Luke, Queen Luna has a lot to say sometimes. Right, Luna? What would you say to your adoring fans? And what else? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So I'm going to be using the Cats Rule the Earth Tower for anybody curious. Let me get a nice good shuffle going, which is very hard to do with Queen Luna exploring her rights to lap time. All right. She doesn't enjoy the riffle bridge shuffle, do you? I'm sorry. So it makes it hard to do that without her being all antsy. I'm good, Dorilla. Thanks for asking. If you celebrate, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. And I hope you had a good week. Ooh, 2 pages. Let's do one more card. One more. So it's so funny that we're transitioning from swords to pentacles. Actually feels more of a disconnect. Like this is happening. I feel like 2 different things happening and there's a bridge that has to work. So I'm going to describe the situation. I feel like it's 2 different facets of things happening between you and Andrew, and I think it'll be up to you to fill in the gap, so to speak. Excuse me, my nose is being all stuffy. I know, Luna, it's crazy. So you have the Page of Swords, 8 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Swords and Pentacles don't like to play well together. There's a sort of imbalance between the 2 when they pop up together. And because you have a solid divide of one versus the other, that's where I'm drawing the disconnect. Sometimes it results in me wanting to like manually flip the cards and show you guys more of the reverse energy. But instead, overall, there's a general disconnect that I feel. And we'll kind of talk to some of the aspects of both. So it's very interesting that both sides have the page. So on one side, we have the Page of Swords, which is the, I would feel like this is the page that leads towards more studious and one like internal growth, whereas like the Page of Pentacles really likes to ground themselves. They would like to settle themselves down and find something that is more long-standing and substantial that they can grow around them. Pages tend to have similar ideologies, but the suits is what draws the difference between them. So pages in general are the students. I like to refer to them as the students of the court cards. They're the more youthful ones, usually less experienced or just in a more less mature phase of whatever the question is about. So just keep that in mind. So The Page of Swords, mirrored with the Eight of Swords, kind of shows like a bit of like self-sabotage in a kind of way where things might be going well, but they kind of create their own problems. This balance here is where like the Page of Swords ends up too far in their own minds and then creates situations that they can't get out of, mentally creates situations that they can't get out of, and then externalizes it. You're saying you haven't talked to him in a while and he's really excited, but don't worry, he's cool. So I guess point of clarification for me, are you talking like you haven't talked to him in a while, like talking like romantic, or you just meant like he was a friend and because your other friend liked him, you just kind of distance yourself just naturally? Just curious what you meant by that. So on the other side here, we have the Page of Pentacles. This page, like I said, likes to really like plant down roots. They're not sure how to do it yet or what's right for them. That is the more immature side of the page shining through um in this aspect of things. So I would say here the Page of Pentacles mirror or paired here with the Ace of Pentacles is really like identifying. Okay, Luna, bye. The Page of Pentacles is identifying like they've really sort of explored some things and have come to understand some things in a different aspect, and they're ready to start fresh and start a new journey with that. The Ace of Pentacles is really about like being presented with new opportunities and new ventures that you are willing to tackle that can be kind of long standing. The Pentacles is very, very slow moving though, so it's something that's probably been working in the background, whereas the Swords is a lot more fast and here and now kind of energy. So there's like a disconnect between the two, right? Where there's this idea of wanting to start something new and grow something and really start to build up, but then there's this self-sabotaging side of things where you start to question things and you start to let your mind block the stuff that you are physically working towards, or what you would desire to work towards in the real, like outside of your own mental prisons that we're creating for ourselves. So I feel like things with you and Andrew are a little wibbly wobbly in that sense. I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with reconnecting. There's just like a level of like boundaries that have to be set and make sure that mentally you or he or both of you are okay with how you're moving forward, especially if you want to remain friends with these other folks. Yeah, I think that's what boils back down to like the boundary setting of things. And that's probably where the disconnect is coming from, where there was a I guess I'll say there's a disconnect between the desirement of you wanting to be friends and them wanting to be more than friends. So one of them has to win out. It's so frustrating when that happens in a friend group though. Dorella, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Hot Sun, I wish you luck. That feels like a very like excuse me. I do feel like, I mean, it felt like a disconnect, but it's about setting boundaries and starting to like shape things. And with the pentacles as the sort of like further energy, I think that it's definitely something you can build towards, but it's something that will take some time and patience. So I don't do third party readings. Um, if you have another question, happy to answer that. And then after Dorella, thank you, Hot Sun, we have Luke. It's a quiet night tonight. Oh, I forgot. It's because I'm supposed to let my subscribers get in first and then I open it up. There we go. I think I fixed it. Ugh, YouTube changed their UI like between last week and this week, and I could not for the life of me find anything. I literally clicked through so many things just to be able to find stuff. And it's funny because it's only when you're live. Like before you go live, everything looks the same. So I'm like, that's not a good idea. People are going to be very confused when they go live and things are in different places. And look, Luke even reminded me and I missed it. Oh, I'm sorry that the cold causes this chronic pains. I feel like you wouldn't survive in my house. I keep it like 68 maximum in the winter. You don't have any other questions, Dorella? Yeah. I'm happy to do anything else. Even just like more of a general for you, if you'd like an oracle card from the Spirit de la Lune, or okay. Let's see. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is one of my favorite pentacle cards to get. We're having a lot of duality between pentacles and swords today so far. I say a lot. I've done 2 readings so far. The Nine of Pentacles is about basking in whatever abundance you have built for yourself and enjoying your own time and energy, enjoying your own riches. It could be enjoying anything. So the Nine of Pentacles oftentimes or sometimes pops up when you're needing to be reminded to take a break and just enjoy a little bit of the finer things, right? Spoil yourself a little bit. Enjoy some things that maybe you wouldn't have enjoyed before. And this time of year is even more of an example of that, as I was mentioning before. And then the Knight of Swords. So I think this feels... I'm not going to reverse it. I think that these are embodying 2 like different aspects of each other. So the Nine of Swords in reverse is just a reminder, like, as you start to enjoy these things, don't overgive, don't overspend. This is about allowing yourself a little bit of YOLO or treat yourself, so to speak, but within limits. And then on the other side here, we have the Knight of Swords. This Knight of Swords is a little impulsive. I think this is a reminder with the balance and stability that we get with the Pentacles, don't go from every which thing, and don't let all of that drive financially um impact you. So be careful about some of that. And then on the other side too, like, allow that earth energy to ground you and root you. The Knight of Swords can be a little aimless if they don't have a specific goal in mind. They have so much energy and just so many ideas that they want to do, and they can just really just expel it in all random aspects. It's like random fire. It's like throwing a bunch of shit against the wall and seeing what sticks. Instead, it's really asking you take a step back with this Nine of Pentacles. Enjoy what you have and let your mind kind of clear up around that, and then reassess. The Knights are really, really great when you have a focus. So if you can, like in me giving this reading for you, what are you focusing on? What are your goals? What are your, you know, what are you hoping to achieve? And then shape that. The groundedness helps you have a fallback and a rootedness. This Nine of Pentacles also allows you to enjoy some aspects of it. And then the Knight is the ambitious part of it, as long as you stay focused. If you lose focus, the Knight of Swords can become very wandering. Alrighty, Luke. What is your question? Have you guys, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, have you guys bought all of your gifts yet? Um, I'm still debating on a few. I haven't quite pulled the trigger yet. Alrighty. I can definitely pull an extra card for you. All right. You're done already, Hudson? Okay. Hi, Linda. You cannot go uppy. No. For January? My God, we're almost at January. This is crazy. I can't believe it's December. I feel like October was a blackout month for me. I mentally couldn't even process what was going on. So just a reminder, y'all, the 21st, Priscilla from Priscilla's Power Corner and I are going to be doing we are making a tarot tag called the hashtag end of year tag. So I'm very excited. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you follow either me or Priscilla. And that will happen on December 21st, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's see, Luke, what general energy you have. Hey, Jokol, welcome to the queue. Ah, last card. All right. We have the Chariot, Three of Cups, King of Wands, and Ten of Swords. Ironically, even though we were getting a lot of pentacles and swords lately, you have no pentacles here. So, there is a little bit of lack of stability for you, Luke. And just, I would say, because it's not showing up here, make sure you are deliberate in finding some stillness for yourself, just looking at what's missing here. So then we have the Chariot. I love that this card is the first in the list. I feel like it represents you very well in certain ways. So the Chariot, or this card specifically from this deck, right? So the Chariot also is about feeling confident in the directions that you're going, and it feels very much like January is going to be a month where it'll feel like a month of purpose for you. Some of that purpose is going to be balanced throughout some of these things here. Oh, hold on. All right. So with the Three of Cups, part of it is about that friendship and community that you've built, and making time and energy for that and building that up. This part is more so like for you and your own, I guess I'll call it personal domain, and feeling confident and sure of yourself in terms of being the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is you know, he is the king that is very good at overcoming challenges and really good at seeing just the overall big picture of things. And there's this really lovely balance um of inspiration and intelligence, and being able to shape that into like literally anything that you want. So it's almost like saying, like, if you have inspiration for something, you have um excuse me, you have the ability to shape it into what it is you want within your domain and within your authority to do so, right? On this side here, we have the Ten of Cups, or Ten of Swords. Sorry, we have the Ten of Swords. So this is telling me that January feels like very much the completion of a cycle. This feels a little separate of some of the other stuff that's going on. This just is saying, like, I think that this is going to be a little bit of a wrap up when it comes to some of the stuff you've been struggling with mentally. So with the swords in general, that air energy and all of that internal energy, I think that it's just a sign that that is going to be closing out. One of the caveats, and I'm always careful when I give future readings, because I feel like sometimes we manifest our own futures when we do future readings. The Ten of Swords specifically isn't always necessarily a happy closure of a chapter. It can sometimes be a little disappointing. It can feel like you haven't quite met the goals that you're looking for, but the chapter is closed. It can feel very unfulfilling. So, it's just one of those things. It happens in life, but like everything else feels very positive. So I would just say, like, yeah, maybe all of these other things are going really well in January, but the Ten of Swords might be something that is also paired with the other stuff, and it just is what it is. Since you do your own readings, Luke, you can always look at these separately and kind of dive into the Ten of Swords. You can explore how to mitigate the effects of the Ten of Swords, or like if you're already kind of feeling it a little bit, how to change that energy around, or like what's the missing piece? Do I need more time? There's so many other like involved questions you can ask for that. So I would just explore that a little bit more. And also too, if you already know what's going on and it is what it is and you just kind of had to get through it, maybe you're okay with it just being a gating function of your January. Hey Ari, welcome. Yeah, you have a lot to explore. Alright, again. Say hi to your adoring fans. Okay. You're welcome. All right, Ari. I think you're up. No, Jokul. Jokul is up next. Sorry. I forgot that quickly. Thank you, Hot Sun. Turn around now. Yeah, you gotta turn around. Queen Luna is reminding you guys to like and subscribe if you are not subscribed, and everybody like the video because it helps with the algorithm, right, Luna? All right, let's see. General for you have the Magician and the Seven of Swords. This feels very much like the future is kind of your own creation, and you have the power to shape it how you want to. Sometimes when sometimes when I get these readings for myself, it feels a little bit like a cop out. And like, yeah, I know that. Like I am regarding the tarot for for a reason. But you have with the Magician and the Swords, you have two air cards here. This represents a lot of mental energy, a lot of internalized energy. So I think a lot of this in general has to do with yourself solely, and not how like the external world is affecting you. So with the Magician card is about the there are a few facets, and I'll talk about it. The main one that I want to talk about is the ability you have the ability to create whatever is on your mind, whatever your goals are. You have all of the tools and facets it takes to get there. It just requires a little bit of willpower. It requires you to focus your desires on those specific things, or I'm sorry, it requires you to focus your attention on those specific desires, and for you to actually set into motion and take action into creating them. The Magician card is very much a um, action card that falls into your own hands. You have the power to do whatever it is that you're looking for. The other aspect of it that I want to mention is that, if you are into the more spiritual side of things and you have goals or aspirations in mind, the Magician card is the card of manifestation. So this could be asking you to be deliberate in being more attentive to your manifestations, or to start them if you don't necessarily do that um, quite yet. The Seven of Swords is interesting. So, Seven of Swords is about being a little deceptive in a kind of way. But I think in regard to this, the way that it is suggesting you to handle this magician is to think outside of the box, right? What has been going on that maybe you've overlooked, and it seems like the path for it might seem kind of clear, but it's actually a little deceptive here with the um, Seven of Swords. So this is asking you to be a little deliberate in setting the the mm, path forward that you want to go down when you start to reflect on this magician card. Like, how are you going to get there? What looks right to you? Define your path, so to speak. So you have a little bit of action here, your own tasks that you have to tackle, and but it seems like this feels very much like an open road ahead of you. It feels actually like an open field ahead of you, and you can forge your own paths in that field, and it's up to you to do so based off of what it is your goals are, which is also is awesome. It's like a create your own adventure scenario, which is I don't think people are recognize when they're in a position to do that very often. Exactly, Luna. People should do that more often, right? Let me know how it goes, Joko. Up next, we have Ari. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. It's a quiet night, Luna. Where are all your things at? Where are all your adoring fans, Luna? So for those of you who watch Priscilla and me and Priscilla's monthly, I guess I'll call it a podcast. It is a podcast at this point. If you watch our monthly podcast, in the beginning of the year, we always do like our decks that we bring in. But if you have ideas for February and March, let us know. We're always fishing for ideas and um, stuff for future topics. And you can always join the Discord and um, let us know any ideas that pop in your mind. Luke is very good at doing that. You're welcome, Joko. Oh, let's see. Let's see what you have to look forward to at the moment. We're getting a lot of core cards as a community. Ooh, you have the Queen of Swords and the Sun. So, we have air energy, we have the fire energy. There's a lot of like fueling and growth and just expansion that feels like is going on. Um, this doesn't feel like it is any specific aspect of your life. It just feels like your life in general. So with the Sun card, I'm going to start with the Sun card since it's your major arcana. With the Sun card, it feels like overall things are starting to feel much happier. It feels like things are looking up, and just overall an air of like success and growth and positivity is going on that you can finally celebrate with the Sun card. And I feel like that's going to transcend all of these different aspects that you mentioned in your other comment between love, career, health, what have you. I so I don't think that this is anything specific. I think it's just an overall vibe, so to speak, and, it just hints with the Sun card being at the end of your reading, hints at, there being a lot of different things that you can be successful in, going forward. So the Queen of Swords, I feel like I get queens for you of different varieties depending on the question, quite often. So the Queen of Swords, she is the queen. Queens in general are nurturing. They are very, very good at honing in on the things that they need to focus on and grow and make important in their lives. So the Queen of Swords specifically can do that, but then also she's very focused and clear-minded, very mentally oriented. Um, has a very healthy balance between the emotional side of the queen, where she knows how to nurture things and grow them, um, and can provide a lot of that emotional intelligence. But then the sword side of it is where we come out of like with the other like I don't remember what it's called. I don't want to call it intelligence, but I feel like you get what I'm getting at. So she's very clear-minded, very focused, and I think that in this time of like clarity with the sun and happiness with the sun, the queen is able to take that and shape it and grow it and just steal that energy and apply it and apply it. So I think that, at the moment, things are going to start to feel really good for you. If I'm summarizing now for your question. Um, Things are going to start to feel really good, and you're going to be able to simplify things that were previously a little complex for you and make them simple enough that you can focus on them, hone them, and grow them even more down the line. Luke, are you saying you like the Sun card in Olive Tarot or in this deck? I mean, either way, I get it. The Sun card's a happy card. Yeah, Luna? Oh, okay. But yeah, that's what I see for your reading. Luna, you're exhausting. Yeah, I don't mind the Sun card. I think it's a really fun card, Luke, in terms of just the balance of tarot. We've been getting as a community a lot of air energy. Let me check our astrological or moon aspects. I wonder what's going on. Luna. We are transitioning from a Gemini moon to a Cancer moon, so maybe that's it. Hmm. Oh, yeah, there you go, hot sun. So I think we're like feeling a lot of that leftover. I mean, we're still in the window of the full moon. I tend to like say 2 to 3 days before, 2 to 3 days after, you know, full moon peak is still the window of the full moon. So maybe that's what's going on as we transition out of Gemini. We're getting a lot of that air energy as a community. And yeah, Luna, that's crazy, right? So for next week, I'm traveling for a dodgeball tournament. I might go live earlier. It depends. It depends. So just stay tuned. I'm letting you guys know now that I might go live a little earlier than normal. Um, all we can do is play it by ear. Hey Sky, welcome. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. We have a light queue today. Yeah. Are you guys doing anything fun for the weekend? I think I'm gonna have a chill weekend because December is gonna be exhausting. I feel like 2 Christmas parties to go to. We have our podcast and then actual Christmas. Thank you, Luke. Maybe I will take the day off. We'll see. I'll play it by ear. All right, Sky, let's see if so this first card will be to see if it'll be a kind of closure kind of thing, what closure looks like. And then this next card will be reconciliation. Feels like both. So for Pentacles, and the King of Wands, it definitely feels like both here. I think what I mean by that is that it feels like you are going to get the closure that you need, and also and reconcile in that you aren't ending on bad blood. So let me backtrack, because I feel like people assume reconciliation means like things are going to go back to how they were. No, reconciliation is really about coming to terms with how things are and accepting them, and then period. Whether you move on or go different ways is a whole different thing. It just means you have no bad blood between y'all, and you are able to come to terms with how things are. So for the reconcile card, we pulled the Four of Pentacles. This is about being conservative with your time and energy. You know, like, you're welcome, Ari. This is a reminder that I think people put a lot of stock in closure. And I think tarot is reminding us, like, closure is not about getting the answers we want or like hearing what we want to hear. Closure is about being able to, exactly how it sounds, being able to close that book, close that chapter, whatever it is, and move on from there. The King of Wands insinuates that there is a way for you guys to come together in terms of like having good blood between y'all, and it not ending in a way that is trauma inducing, unhappy, I guess. But it doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to spark up from there. The King of Wands is very sure of themselves. They're very sure of where they stand, and very sure of the domain that they have set up for themselves. So this does not feel like it's someone who is ready to backtrack and reassert themselves into something that clearly didn't work out in the first place. feels very much more like someone who wants to be mature about the situation and on good terms and just move forward from there. Now, this is the current snapshot in time, right? I always remind people when they ask about future readings that like tarot is it's like taking a Polaroid of the future. This is where you're at right now and how things are going right now. If this happens and you ask me in a year how things are going, it might be completely different because you have worked through things, you have grown, you're different people for whatever reasons. And I think that it's just a reminder that, when you ask readers about future stuff, that you should be a little cautious of their answers in terms of like things adjusting and shifting over time. Yeah, Ari, I think it's great that you got the sun card. I think for me, I really enjoy seeing the Ten of Pentacles pop up. You're very welcome, Sky. I like the Ten of Pentacles in general if we're talking about minor non-suit arcana. And I really like the depending on the situation, I like the Three of Pentacles. For the majors, I enjoy I know a lot of people don't, but I enjoy the Hierophant, High Priestess, and the Hermit. I think they reflect a lot of like balance between internalization, intuition, and external influence. But remember, Ari, the thing about, those cards is we're an active participant in our lives. It's not that things are getting better, it's that you are making things better. And I like people to take ownership of when those good things happen, just like how people tend to take blame for when bad things happen. So we need to remind ourselves that we're also participants when good things are going on in our lives. It's very quiet tonight, so I think I might hop off of here. Yeah, I think I might hop off here, guys. If you are wanting to hang out with us, we are over on Discord. Feel free to chat with us and basically shoot the shit. And I guess I will see you next week. Yeah. Good night, Hot Sun. Have a great weekend. Thank you to my mods, Hot Sun and Luke. I always appreciate you guys hanging out with me on Friday nights. And I appreciate you guys catching up with me last Sunday. I don't know. I don't even remember the day anymore. But I appreciate you guys catching up with me. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. All right. Bye, y'all.